Well, let's see. It's 8:53 p.m. and I am totally exhausted. I'm not going to do any more Dallas Craigslist. Period. Earlier I said that Rolex was like the kiddie pool. You know, that you may end up swallowing water, but you're not going to drown. Well, I almost swallowed a lot of water earlier today, and here's why. There was an Explorer 2 advertised on Oil Patch Craigslist, and it was a nice price. Guy answered the ad, posted his phone number and his name, and, yeah, black case, no holes, '07, decent. He answered calls and promptly, actually a little bit chatty, like that. So, accommodating. I went down there, and the guy was just quite a chatty Cathy. Of course, I should have realized, talking incessantly, but met him at his house, not at a Craigslist, not at a, not at a Starbucks or anything, or a library, a police station, or a bank, or a jewelry store. And, had purchase papers from a local, jewelry store that I've seen all the time. Okay, everything's good. Tastefully decorated house, nice neighborhood, and very cordial. Afterwards, I talked. Then afterwards, I actually ran into the frenemy over in Dallas, at Untertexen, the guy who sold me the Reverso and bought my Yachtmaster. And we chatted, and he looked over a couple of things. We talked about vintage, and then I mentioned the Explorer 2. And he makes a face and says, "That's a Frankenwatch." I went, "What do you mean?" He's like, no, it's a no-holes case. Look on the dial. It's a tritium dial. And I look, and I'm like, son of a... Yeah, and the thing is, I got complacent. Everything seemed to be wavy gravy, and, the purchase documents, and just the fact it was just a, middle-aged or almost senior citizen Caucasian. A little prejudice on my part, admittedly. So, called the guy and confronted him, and he denied anything wrongdoing. And he was madder than a coiled snake when I asked him politely to undo the transaction. And, it's kind of funny when he was buying the watch, I literally shone in and offered a choice of beverage. And when I politely asked, giving him the benefit of the doubt that it could be a mistake on the jeweler's part or a mistake on his part, he kept me at the doorstep like a Jehovah's Witness. But he did give me the money back, which I will admit was nice. I think I'm just about done. It's one thing to, they say buy the seller. And, Uberoki and his pocket jeweler, those guys are honest. Trust them implicitly. They've always come through. They've always stood behind their word. And part of it is I got complacent, but, truthfully, I'm just getting too damned old to drive this next state over and then go on a watch. Go look at a watch. When I've been in a car for 3 or 4 hours, I'm not 18 anymore. My attention and my enthusiasm and my energy level wanes a little bit. So, yeah. And really, I think the times where I've gotten through Craigslist as well as I have without any problems, of course, normally I'm really insistent about authenticate. But I think I'm lucky to have danced with the devil as many times as I have and not gotten burned. So, yeah. Now, I'm also going to be on the Horned Ones channel. And let's just say he's going to be furious. We'll talk about that. Anyway, I normally like to say I don't have answers but questions, and I really am starting to wonder why the hell am I doing this anymore? Like I have been. Why am I driving into the next state? So, why am I driving to the next state over and haggling over Craigslist when I'm the one with the cash? So, wouldn't it be better if I just kept it? Anyway, have a good Thursday evening, and guys, try to be awesome. Let's try to be there for each other. Thanks.